YouTube, it is time for a new leak of the May pack, and this is a huge leak. Before I get into the leak, I want to let you know that the site's an open beta. It's open for you, beta.yugiometa.com. You are in. You could do the filter by TCG, OCG, look at card reveals only, set releases, tournament reports, all that good stuff, tier 3 events. We got YCS coverage and all that good stuff, so the links to that, what did well in the top cut. You can filter by the deck types and the player names, and you could even click it here and it will sort and show it. So if you want to see the Labyrinth deck that did well, crazy. We got tier list for TCG, OCG. You could sort by the latest ban list. That's right. We have Tenpai Dragon already on the TCG ban list because the TCG tournament, it did well. It got first and second. So you can check out the deck list there. We got the OCG. We got the tech tier list. We got the side deck tier list. We got the recent events. We got the top decks page. TCG, OCG filter, condensed view or non-condensed view. You could sort by the price. You could sort by whatever. You could sort by ban list legal. So it is good, and there's so much more I'm going to be doing. We're going to be further advancing the card pages. So something like this card, don't worry about this card. It's not a big deal. We're going to be advancing this. We're going to have more in-depth searches and filters and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, by the way,
there can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Little Knight's coming in Master Duel. Yes, that is the leak. Little Knight is coming to Master Duel. And by looking at yugiometa.com, you could see that it is the #2 most used card in the TCG right next to Ash Blossom. It's in every deck. It supports all decks. It helps all decks. It is crazy good. Why is it so good? Let's say your opponent has impermanence. You activate a monster effect. They chain impermanence. If you have a Little Knight on the field, you could, in response to when your opponent activates an impermanence, you could target itself or any other monster you control, plus another monster on the field, which could be another monster you control, banish them until the end phase. Thus, you're dodging the imperm, and then you come back in the end phase. And so if we're talking about a deck like Turbulence where you imperm early, I'll show you what you do there too. So I'll look up a card like Turbulence and we could bring up the deck type through that. So Rescue Ace. And so what would happen is you have a Turbulence on the field plus a Little Knight. If they imperm early, you then just eat the impermanence. You then Turbulence with Little Knight, make a Promethean Princess. You reborn the Turbulence, you then activate it. Or if they chain imperm to the Turbulence, you then banish with Little Knight. And then also, what about cards like Nibiru? If you want to play around Nibiru, now every deck could play around Nibiru by summoning a Little Knight early. So by summoning a Little Knight early, you get to your 5th summon, they then whip out Nibiru, you then chain to the Nibiru. You could banish itself, plus another powerful monster. The Nibiru will possibly, be doing its thing to tribute the field, but then you're going to come back in the end phase with your Little Knight and your other nice monster that you didn't want to get Nibiru'd. So what else is good? What is this doing during the opponent's turn? The effect of banishing 2 face-up monsters that you control in response to your opponent activating something is activatable on either turn. So it just being face-up is considered disruption because if your opponent activates anything, you could banish their monster, including a monster you control, boom, end phase, come back. Now, what's also pretty cool, I'm not going to say that this is why the TCG banned this, but the TCG banned this because of Little Knight. That's what, no, it's not. Baron to floor can negate once while face up. So you use Little Knight to banish the Baron to floor in itself, and then it comes back and now it has a negate again. It can negate again. So cool plays like that. And we didn't even get to the first effect. If this card is link summoned using an extra deck monster, it could then target a card on either field or either graveyard, banish it. Now, a lot of people forget this through the TCG simulators I've been playing. Not myself, I've never forgot this, but if you activate the first effect, you cannot attack directly this turn. So don't think that you could just main phase 1 banish, then go in for game, not gonna happen, but you're normally gonna be able to make this play of banishing anything on the field through something like a Masquerena. But wait, I do that with Unicorn. Not anymore, Unicorn is gone. So insert the meme of, I don't want to play with you anymore, get some free Reddit karma, or whatever that is, and then you're now going to be summoning Little Knight with Masquerena to banish anything. And wait, don't you have to discard a card with Unicorn? Yeah, you don't even have to discard. It's a Link 2, not a Link 3. It does not have to discard. It could banish any from either field, either graveyard. That is nuts. And so, for example, if your deck, maybe you don't have a way to get into Masquerena, if we look at a deck like Tenpai Dragon, you're going to see some weird things here. We're going to have to go to the tier list page here. So if we go to OCG, Tenpai Dragon plays a card like Striker Dragon. Oh, I know this. You pop itself, grab a rocket, you search for a boot sector launch. It does none of that. It is none of that. It is just a Link 1 so that you could then summon the Little Knight to trigger the effect to banish a card on either side of the field or either graveyard. So it's things like that. I've also been seeing a card get popular since the release of Little Knight, a card called Clara. This right now is seeing no use in Master Duel, but I could see people using it in the OCG, in the TCG. It's a Link 1 that's summonable on main phase 2. So a normal summon / set monster. If we look at a card like Almirage is going to require you to be 1,000 or less attack. Well, it doesn't matter. It could be any normal summon / set, and then you get to main phase 2, make this, then go into the Little Knight, get banished. So that's going to be the main reason for that. And not that this is really a big part of the video, but you can't link with a set monster. It means if the monster was set, then flipped, and then, either it was flipped or attacked into. If it's face up after it was set, then you could link with it. You don't set, then link, okay? It's not like a Ghost Rick thing. But there you go. So Little Knight, dominating everything, using everything. Little Knight is the way. It does greatly benefit a lot of other decks more than others. I'm excited for, besides it benefiting a deck like Rescue Ace, that's probably the biggest one, I'm excited for Unchained. Is this the time for Unchained? Unchained Soul of Rage. No more are we going to go into a unicorn, and then most of the time I don't have a card to discard when I go into the unicorn, or so I don't even go into it. But now I could go into the Little Knight, I could banish on summon. That's going to be huge for Soul Rage. So maybe if you want to let me know in the comments, what decks are you most excited for Little Knight to greatly benefit the deck? Only 80%. Well, if you look at this, it is 100% used. It's either at 2 or 1. So that, for example, right there. And yeah, there you go. Little Knight, go to beta.yugiometa.com, check out the future of the game, all that good stuff. We're also working on all the popular deck types to have combo guides on how the deck works. So if you have suggestions on good content creators or good guide makers for us to shout them out, like this is DB Grinder, he had a great voiceless voice combo, so we made sure to feature it. We also had something for Tenpai Dragon, for example. I think it was Rogue to Competitive. They have a good combo guide on how to play the deck, so we're featuring them. So anyone, everything, spreadsheets, discords, pictures, or videos, we want to feature them on all the deck type pages where they're relevant. So thank you very much for your support and all that good stuff. I'm losing my voice. It's been a long stream, and I'll be leaking more from the May pack next week. I'll see you on twitch.tv/Decade. We are out.